Hi, Ray Ray.
Hey, baby.
How are you? I missed you. We haven't talked in like a week and a half.
I'm outside. It's fantastic. Um, you know, Illinois is well, as nice as Illinois can be. Ugh. But I still got a lot of snow up north waiting for that to melt. What about you? What do you got out there? Is the Bozeman blizzards have they calmed down? Do you have some decent weather?
Anywhere that we get direct sun all day, melted. We had almost 70 degrees yesterday. Today's same. However, a wind advisory just kicked in because
Uh,
in 2 days we've got 1 to 2 inches of snow coming. So
okay.
we go from 70 to snow.
That's the mountains, man. That's the beauty of it. Now,
Yep.
here, I just want people to know that, yeah, I've been we get text messages. You can follow on social media. Just look for Rambler Ray on and you can find Kathy Hart, blah blah blah, gridology. But we will get an update on Yonkers, man, on
Yeah,
the Hudson,
Yonkers, man.
on the Hudson hunk, the Hudson River hunk. You know,
The
the
Hudson.
Manhattan, the Manhattan MILF.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, I was gonna say man instead of
Yeah, yeah,
mom.
it's the
Got
same.
it.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Manhattan MILF.
Because if you haven't been paying attention, Kathy's been in a New York state of mind.
Yeah, because why would I meet someone here in Montana?
Yeah, why would you meet a cowboy or somebody, yeah, you might as well meet somebody on the other coast, and I'll get to that when we talk about it a little bit.
Okay.
But all right, so you had some facial surgery, some
Yeah. Can you see the
oral stuff.
bruises?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
So that
mean,
was that you're not do you feel safe at home?
yeah. You know what was interesting? Going to church on Easter
Yeah,
with these bruises. I
yeah.
tried to put as much makeup on as I could. So I had this oral surgery. Long story short, I had teeth removed because of my mold illness. There was a mercury filled, blah, blah, blah. I had 5 teeth removed. And I decided over the course of the last couple of years since that happened that I don't want to wear a denture the rest of my life. I'm too young. Although it's fun to torture my kids with it and take it out in a restaurant and stuff. But so because the teeth have been out for so long, I've lost a lot of bone. So I'm waiting for a joke, but anyway,
Well,
so I've lost a lot of
that's too
bone.
easy. We call that low hanging fruit. I'm not going to go there.
Story of my life. Anyway, so he had to do a sinus lift. There was another lift I wanted when I had these removed, but he said there wasn't enough to lift. Anyway, so
All right, well, let me ask you this. Will you eventually then get these implants taken out too?
no, because now they have healthy material. Although who
Uh,
knows if in how many years they're going to
yeah,
say
you
it's
don't
fine.
know. I'll tell you what. If you do get these implants removed, I'll take it a lot easier than I took the last ones getting removed.
I know you will.
Because those things were fantastic.
I know they were so. I mean, it was just a B. I just went back to my B, but anyway, it's all good. I'm just trying to get as healthy as I can. So basically, he had to do a sinus lift and cut in. Like it was brutal.
Oh,
I have a
oh,
bunch of stitches. I was so swollen. My son couldn't even look at me. He's like, I can't talk to you. Like you, no. It was pretty funny. So, anyway, I'm healing. I had to go through, but like I couldn't blow my nose. I couldn't bend over. I couldn't sneeze. Easter dinner, all I could really eat was mashed potatoes. Although I made my son bacon the other morning and he didn't eat it all. I'm like, oh hell no, am I throwing bacon away? Hell no.
yeah.
So
Tried it.
I put a little piece of bacon in my mouth and I just left it in there for about 10 minutes. Just
Oh, just to get the
on it.
taste.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I love me some bacon. And then I had to let the oral surgeon know ahead of time that anytime I go under or laughing gas, which is what I had, and I'm nervous about something because I knew this was going to hurt like a mother. I said I tend to get a little inappropriate, so I'm just giving you a heads up. I apologize now. I might say something inappropriate. So I'm laying there and I'm tilted back in the chair and he's working on this side. So he goes lean toward my lap. And I'm like, whoa. With all this stuff in my mouth, it's like been a long time since I've had my head in a man's lap.
Okay, now we can go back to the bone joke.
But I don't think he understood because I
Ah,
Anyway.
Well, yeah, because you had cotton in your mouth and everything else. But so, I mean, I think that's normal. I think when we've all had our kids, or even when we had our wisdom teeth taken out. I mean, every parent has to roll tape on their kid, while the kid's being totally out of control. And now, of course, we post it on social media. I remember when my daughter had her wisdom teeth taken out, all she kept saying was she's going to marry Nick Jonas.
Well, I mean, a girl can dream.
Later that summer, she's at a Jonas Brothers concert. She's in the front row waving at Nick. Nick brings her up on stage to sing with him.
Stop it.
Isn't that crazy?
Stop it. Is that true?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's video out there of her on stage
Whoa.
with Nick Jonas. Yeah.
Wow.
But I digress. We'll go back to your tooth story.
No, it's all good. I'm healing. So I can actually be out in public. I can talk without it hurting. So great diet plan. If you want looking to lose weight, just go have oral surgery done.
I'll tell you what, man, this weather here, and the reason we're doing this 1:00 Chicago time or Central Time, and noon Mountain, because I told Kathy, I said, it's going to be so nice. I want to go get my bike ride in. And so we've got all that. You got the dog walks in, and we'll go do another walk today. But this is the weather we wait for. I mean, I love winter, but man, once it's over and it's crummy, let's get down to it. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Let life begin. Yeah.
I thought of you the other day because I was watching the story of the Bible.
Oh.
And I know you're always
preaching Jesus.
And I tell you what, man, that I was, when I was a kid, you had to go to CCD, you had to go get confirmation classes, you had to do all that. And then as you kind of get older, you kind of get away from it. Now, Gina, the Wonder Girl back there in the house, she knows that Bible stuff inside and out. But I was watching the story of Jesus and the crucifixion and what went on there, and I tell you, that angered me. I mean, if everything, his buddies, he's got 12 of these buddies, and he knows that one of the guys is going to rat him out. He knows that one of the guys is going to deny him 3 times. My God, why have you forsaken me? And I'm just thinking, I'm like, man, I would never give my son for people I don't know. So if this story is true, if this story of Christ is true.
Yeah. And I believe it is, personally.
And I'm like, wait a second. So, I'm sitting out learning about Lazarus. Now, I knew about Lazarus when I was a kid. Lazarus, my brothers died, and then Jesus goes to the tomb and, doesn't resuscitate him. He gives him new life. And it's funny because
back from the dead. Yep.
Because just that, and I watched 3 hours straight on Saturday night. Wow. While having a vodka, which I probably shouldn't have done. A couple vodkas.
Awesome.
And I think I got to be a better man. I think I think I'm a good guy. And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pay more attention to the words written in red. And I thought that was a pretty prolific statement to make. But it's actually a line from a Brooks and Dunn song called I Believe.
There's a lot of country songs talking about paying attention to the words in red. And for those that don't know the Bible, the words in red are the words coming from Jesus.
You better stop and understand right there. That's Jesus talking.
Yeah. So let me tell you, it's really interesting today because I can't just open the Bible and read it. And we'll get past this for people that are not resonating with this. But I do think that our world needs a moral compass and more guidance. And personally, I got it through. I mean, I was the kind of person, I had road rage, driving in Chicago. I would get impatient with people. And now part of it might be that I'm living in God's country and it's beautiful, but I'm a changed person. Now I get behind someone that's going really effing slow and I don't honk. I don't say anything. I'm like, you know what? Hey, good for you, old man that's almost 90. You're still driving. And I'm not saying that in a sarcastic way.
I don't have a problem with old people that drive slow. I have a problem with jackasses.
So my point is, it's changed me. It's taught me to not judge people as much as I used to. I still do. It's impossible not to.
Well, that's what you do, yeah.
I'm trying really, really hard. But
The good thing is I'm, you know, and this is my ace in the hole. I love this. I can still, and trust me, I still go to places and have weekends of debauchery.
yeah,
Nothing illegal, but close.
okay.
And the ace in the hole is when I'm driving back down Highway 51 and I see that sign that says Jesus forgives. And I'm like, thank God for that. Because I was effed.
Awkward laugh. Is Kathy thinking Ray said Jesus for kids, not Jesus forgives? Well,
New York man coming up. We're going to talk about the milk, the Manhattan milk, the muscles. What can we call him? I
um,
like Manhattan, but I like Manhattan milk, but he's not from Manhattan.
but we also discussed that the ILF part is not. It's not on my radar right now. It's not on my radar.
Man, I'd like to fund.
Fund, yes. No, I've funded enough of them. No, F that. I've funded enough of them. No. What was the other one you said? The Hudson Hunk.
Yeah,
That's really cheesy too.
in the New York state of mind.
Let's just call them Yonkers. But anyway,
That sucks. That sucks.
yeah. So who knows why God is doing this and putting him in my life? But you know what? I will tell you that it's nice to have someone to talk to and just share a part of your day with. Because I have a 15-year-old in my house, so he
Yeah.
wants nothing to do with me.
How is that? I mean, my kids always wanted something to do with me. There was a couple times when my son was so mad at me he wanted to kill me, but you know, we got past that. But you know, it's, hey man, his emotions are real to him. Whatever he's going through, that's real to him. You know that.
Yeah,
You gotta figure that out and understand it.
yeah.
But,
So I let him do his thing, but I also forced some stuff on him too. Like I told him the other day, I said, we are going out to dinner. I don't care if you like it or not, because he just doesn't like crowds. He doesn't like people. So yeah,
got a little bit of a, what do they call that? It's like some kind of a public anxiety or whatever the hell it is, some bullshit. So, you know, you think, I was thinking of this the other day. You know, you talk about your kid and how, you know, he's you know, maybe not doing things the way you want him to do it. And I tell you what, I noticed that for all the pain that kids may give you, parents are going to get it back when they get older. They're giving it back. You
Uh-oh.
should see my mother. And this woman is testing me. She's going to be 91, and she's the smartest person in a room still. You know, we've got the cup that says, I don't need Google, just ask my mother. You know, she knows everything.
Nice.
So what happens is if I'm not up there, or if my sister Patty, who's probably the only one who calls her on a regular basis other than me, if she can't get a hold of her, and my mom lives in northern Wisconsin, it's desolate.
Yeah.
Have you heard from mom? Have you heard from mom today? I haven't heard from mom. You think she's okay? And I'll say to her without missing a beat, maybe today's the day. Maybe she fell. Maybe she's left us. Maybe we now own a really nice cabin in northern Wisconsin.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But here, so I had a chance to witness what goes on up there when the phone rings. It's amazing.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's amazing. She's got two phones. She's got her cell phone. She's got the cabin phone, because I need a hardline phone.
True, she does.
I need it. I need a hardline phone, but now I know why. Because she doesn't know how to answer her Samsung Galaxy 5.
She doesn't know how to answer it? Is it
phone's ringing, and she's got the phone in the left hand, and she's got, you know, the right hand, and she's had some surgery for carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
I can't feel my fingers. And she's like, you know how you hit the button and you slide?
Yeah.
iPhone users, you don't have to do this. You know, you just, so if you're a Samsung user, there's a green button, which means answer. There's a red button, which means hang up. You take it and you just slide it gently towards the center of the phone. Phone answers. She can't do that. She's tapping it like this, like she's giving base stealing signals at a major league game. She's going like this, Kathy, like this, like she's at a strip joint. She's throwing singles up. You know.
You know what?
Hey.
She's not the only one. Do you notice almost all old people do that? All of their motions on their phone are so exaggerated.
Yeah.
They're
I'm like,
swiping Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? I'm trying to answer my phone. I'm trying to answer. All this is going on. All right, so she misses a call. So now the house phone starts ringing. Okay, so whoever didn't get her on the cell phone, now they're trying to call her on the house phone. But the house phone, there's something wrong with it. That this house is haunted. Everything is somebody else's fault. If it's not her fault, it's a ghost's fault. I swear to God, my phones are haunted. I'm like, no, you see, your battery's dead on this phone. You have to charge it in order for it to work.
Operator error, not a
So
ghost.
it will ring, but you can't answer it. So now the cell phone starts ringing again, and now it's my aunt, and there she is back over at the cell phone. This damn phone, it won't work. And I'm like, let me ask you something, Mom. I go, if you ever have an emergency, what are you going to do if you don't know how to use either of your phones? I'm not stupid. I said, I didn't say you were stupid. I go, but it's pretty basic that we're going to have to learn how to answer a phone. So I sit down, I open up her phone, and I'm looking at all the text messages she has. Because if you think the answering the phone thing is something, you ought to see the text messages.
Oh no.
So then I told her, I said, maybe it's time, Pat, that we find you, a place at Sunnyvale. Sunnyvale is my made up nursing home or assisted living.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Did she
After
pick
the
one?
fight, she says to me, we'll see how that works after the fight. She's 91. So I'm sitting there with my son, and my son just stops and he goes, Grandma, he goes, you say that a lot. She goes, are you really going to fight us? I mean, if we were to do something for you that you didn't think was right, you try to fight us, you're not going to win. He goes, I fight MMA.
Your
He
son
likes it.
would like take his grandma down?
No, she would take us down.
Yeah.
We've never threatened violence against Grandma. Grandma's always threatened violence against
Yeah.
us. And
yeah,
my
you
favorite,
can't touch grandma.
oh, my favorite, no. In case you didn't hear me, she said she was going to take us down. And we just stopped and questioned and said, first of all, we're not taking her to Sunnyvale. Second of all, I'm like, but that's after the fight. I go, you're going to fight us? And, and another one of her favorites is, I brought you into this world. I can take you out. And Connor and I are like, well, how are you going to do that? And I'm like, and furthermore, I didn't ask to come into this world. I said, I came into this world because you and Dad got drunk one night and had sex. I didn't ask to be here. So that's how my Easter went.
Well, that's nice. That's so heartwarming. You know what? That should be a Hallmark movie.
The amount of wine drank at our Easter celebration. I mean, I know Jesus turned water into wine. These people took advantage of it. Totally. They had a bottle that was bigger than a Magnum. I think there was like somebody bought a Tuscan bottle of wine. Kathy, it had to be 3 foot tall.
What?
3?
I'm not kidding. Invite
a 3 foot tall bottle, and they drank it all.
Whoa!
And I didn't have any of it.
Family.
Yeah. Well, my one sister's in the program.
Wait, I shouldn't laugh. Like, for real? I don't know if you're joking or not.
Oh no, she wasn't drinking. Not my sister. That's in the program.
I don't know where to go with that. I'm like, do I joke about alcoholism?
Well, it all depends on if you get any alcoholics in your family, Kat?
Oh, tons. Yeah.
Okay, well then you get a free pass because you've been through it. My dad was a recovering alcoholic. I think he made it 37 years. And as he got older, and this was before he had any dementia, but as he got older, because when I was young, all the kids in the neighborhood, we would drink with our parents, like in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
So it was like I don't know what it was, but yeah. You want a beer, Stace? Because that's what my nickname was, Stace. Staceco, my real name, short for Staceco. Want a beer, Stace? Sure. So then as he got older, and he was really proud of the fact that he stopped drinking. I didn't really necessarily think he had a problem. Wasn't for me to say. That was his decision. So he'd get the medallion or whatever. You'd get a 5-year, 10-year. And I think it was about the 20th year he got one. And he's like, 20 years. And I'm like, how long are we going to do this? I go, I'd like to have a beer with you.
Oh, jeez. You pusher.
But he
Well,
was so here, if anybody's watching this that's going through that, it's a hard thing to do. And he was so proud of himself, and we were proud of him too.
he
So
should be. He
yeah,
should be. My
yeah.
dad was lifelong alcoholic. He tried. He tried a couple of times. He did eventually drop the vodka, and that was the problem. Was the vodka. So he just went
Now,
to
when you say dropped it, you mean he literally dropped it and it broke like on the floor?
just stopped the vodka and stuck with beer. And so, he was one of those alcoholics that was like habitual. It was 4 o'clock and it was time to drink. And he would have his beer at 4 o'clock. And then that's when he would switch over into vodka. And that's when things got ugly. He was one of those drinkers that didn't stop until he either passed out or went to bed.
Yeah.
And so once he stopped drinking the vodka, it was okay. But I mean, we grew up when our parents got divorced, I was, I think, 7. So he worked at Quaker Oats in the merchandise mart downtown Chicago. So I would take the train from Crystal Lake and go visit my dad. He didn't know what to do with us. So he took us to Cubs games and bars. Man, I
Sounds
can
fun.
I can kill anybody at bar games. Well, maybe not so much anymore, but he taught us all the bar games. And yeah, on occasion we'd have a beer. We're German. Come on, start drinking when you're 12.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. I get it. But
Well,
good on your dad for being able to do that. That's impressive.
yeah, no, he was really, he was, and I'll tell you, the craziest thing is he got on into his last days of Alzheimer's. He always knew that no matter what, he might not know my name, but he knew he didn't drink.
No
I've got
kidding.
videos. I've got videos of me and him that I'll save forever. Of me going, come on, let's go have a beer and a smoke. Oh, I don't drink. I'm like, okay. And that's cool because out of everything that he forgot, he remembered that. And I always thought that was pretty cool. I've got some videos I should post of me and him doing shit. You would just laugh your ass off.
I love it.
He
Ray,
asked me
the
one
one
time, he
thing
goes, how fast?
you may
He
think
asked
you
me,
need Jesus, but the one thing you're doing right is family. And I'm telling you, nowadays, that's, I look at other families and, we've got a pretty broken family and divorce, and it's been pretty tough, but you're doing it right. And I've got some neighbors that are doing it right. And you're a good role model. You really are.
yeah.
Good on you.
So let's get down to the brass tacks here.
What?
Let's talk about them.
Yonkers?
Let's talk about the Hudson Hunk,
Yeah.
the Manhattan MILF. So this is still all going on?
Yeah, we talk every day.
Yeah, but he's like coming to town soon.
He is in a couple of weeks. So we're planning. Here's where we have a bit of a challenge.
You guys are already fighting.
So, no, not at all. Not at all. So here's what's really interesting is, okay, I'm not going to go into too much, but
Thank you.
he knows that I am not ready to get into, an intimate relationship. I can't believe I'm just not ready to get into an intimate relationship. I decided that the next lucky one is going to be the last one. The next lucky one. God, I am a freaking mess. Anyway.
You are.
It doesn't resonate with me anymore. There's more to it than in relationships than that. And he totally agrees. And he's like, that's good. And it kind of takes the pressure off because we don't know each other that well. And for him to come so it was awkward. So, that's off the table for his visit. So, now you take your sunglasses off.
My eyes are rolling.
So, anyway, but
remember, women need a reason. Guys just need a place.
I know. So I didn't want to. My daughter's like, you can't lead him on. I'm like, I'm not. I won't. So we had the difficult conversation. But here's our challenge. So we're going to see John Butler Trio, and because it's 5 hours away in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Do we do we pay for 2 hotel rooms? Do we get 1 hotel room with queen beds? Yeah, that's gonna be, it's gonna be weird. I feel like I'm like 20 or whatever. Like, it's crazy. What do we do? It's gonna be
I'm telling you, just as we talked about on the last episode, you're going to be driving from Los Angeles up to Jackson Hole, or is it down to Jackson Hole? I can't even, my geography's off. Down.
Yeah, down and over.
And your right side is going to be the sun setting through the Tetons and then eventually the Rocky Mountains. And you're going to be driving in. Hopefully, I hope somebody's rented a Ford F-350 dually pickup truck, and you're going past all the ranches and you're listening to, country music, and it's all about, slide on over, girl. You're going to be so punch drunk on all this New York testosterone, all this Manhattan musk.
Nope.
You know.
Did you say Manhattan musk?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God.
It's going to be so thick you can cut it with a knife. And then you're going to say, oh, now if I'm him and I'm a good Marine and I've got the training that he's had, I've already called ahead to the hotels and I've paid somebody off to say, tell her there's no more room at the inn and you got to share a room. Sorry, but that's just the way it goes.
Uh-huh. That's a man for you.
Oh no. I'm telling you, you're going to go see the trio, the Jimmy Butler trio or whoever the hell it is. I loved him when he played for the Bulls. And I mean, because what's going to happen. I mean, it's the moon's going to be out, clouds are going to be rolling.
Yeah.
You're going to, all of a sudden you're going to have maybe 2, maybe 3, because that's how they talk in the Bronx or wherever it is.
2 or 3 drinks, cocktails.
2 or 3. Now you're feeling good. Oh yeah.
Hey,
and then it happened. It was, I won't say it was love, but it was lust. And I broke my promise to myself about what happened with me and the Manhattan MILF.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying this. I'm glad you've got the whole thing laid out, because it ain't gonna happen that way.
I didn't say laid out. You did.
Hey, if I could hold out,
man, it's whatever you want it to be. It's whatever you want it to be. I'm just saying that it is a great elixir. Whenever I'm in the mountains or under the moon or by a body of water, I can't control myself. I'm sorry.
Well, that's you.
I'm romantic. I love it.
Are you romantic? What's the most romantic thing you've ever done? And then we'll wrap this up.
If I had to say, the most romantic thing I've ever done, probably when I asked my beautiful former soulmate Gina to marry me, and we went out for a midnight ride on my Arctic Cat ZR 700. And
your snowmobile?
Yeah.
Okay.
We go out there. It's a beautiful night. It just snowed. The moon was just kind of breaking out of the clouds. Clouds were coming off Lake Superior. It was just fantastic. And I hit the kill switch on my sled and I made it seem like it died. And she's like, well, now what, genius? Because that's always what she called me. That's what she's like, now what are you gonna do, Ace? She called me Ace or Genius. And I said, hey, do me a favor. I fouled the plug. Would you go in the tool bag and get out the spark plug for me? Because she's mechanically inclined. She's like, all right. So she goes back and she opens up the tool pouch, and there's a box with a big old diamond ring in it.
Whoa.
And I said, really, I love this place. This is my favorite place in the entire world. And I'm doing one of the things that I like to do best, which is, take people out and have them experience the woods on a snowy night. And I wondered if you wouldn't mind doing this with me for like the rest of 2 or 3 years.
You did not say that. Did you say 2 or 3 years?
No, we were married for, I can't remember how long we were married for. It's at least 13. So that's a good run. Nice. But I don't know. I mean, that's just a goofy proposal. That's not romantic. I think, but I just love, like Gina and I, we will sit out and just enjoy the moon, just sit underneath it. And I just, we love looking at the stars and figuring out what's what, but there's something about the mountains and the ocean that
They do it. Yep.
and my daughter Cheyenne, you know what, she's named Cheyenne. We went to the Cheyenne Frontier Days Rodeo, and then 9 months later,
Really?
it's gonna happen, Kathy.
Oh, but yeah. Yep.
You're gonna have some great names to choose from too. Yeah, I think a great name for a boy would be Bozeman. Bose.
Are you kidding me? This plumbing is done. Yep. It's done.
You know what? I think
Oh.
one, just have a good time. I think there's no doubt. I mean, knowing you like I know you, and this guy sounds like a hoot. So just have fun, man. Whatever. Don't put any. Personally, I wouldn't put any limitations on it, and I wouldn't aim high and I wouldn't aim low. I just let whatever happens, man. We're not kids anymore. Who cares what happens?
I know. So
smile.
We'll see. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. We've got a lot of stuff planned. It's going to be fun.
I think we're going to at least need to have a Facebook Live with this guy if we can't do it. I want to meet him.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that. All right. Go enjoy your sunshine. It was.
Sorry about the glasses, but it is bright out here, and I got to give my mom a call, although I know she's not going to be able to answer the phone.
They do it. They swipe so violently.
And
when they push
in honor of you, I'm going to go floss my teeth and brush them again. Have a good day.